A-E-1 source.
Hello, this is Jenny. I'm a musician and I'm a singer. I think everything still affects on my music now because I study in jazz and then I learned bebop everything, and on my latest album there's a song called Out of My Mind. It's the mixture of Chinese opera and bebop. That's, I think, how everything affects me. What you're hearing now is At Some Time, Somewhere on 81 Radio. I started playing classic piano from 4 years old, and at that time I was like literally following what my parents want me to do. And they are doctors, but they really love music and they want me learning English. I don't know why at that time. So they keep put the songs on the radio. They are playing Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, Carpenters, like Yesterday Once More thing. Yeah, and so that time I was learning classic piano, and then I start some opera singing, like Chinese folk music singing. Yeah, it's like very traditional thing. And then I went to middle school and everything, and then I started listening to pop songs and some jazz things. So that makes me decided to went to Shanghai Conservatory music to study jazz piano. It sounds like a little different for me, like especially the like Europe or overseas opera sounds to me is like more vertical. You're like this. They are singing like this. Like sounds to me. And then for the Chinese one, it's like very narrow. Like sounds like this. Yeah, it's different. Like I didn't know that. Just following my parents that time, and then they are really loving watching the like Chinese opera singers. So that makes me singing like that. I think everything still affects on my music now because I study in jazz and then I learned bebop everything, and on my latest album there's a song called Out of My Mind. It's the mixture of Chinese opera and bebop. That's, I think, how everything affects me. For that time, we didn't have the major in jazz voice and singing or contemporary singing. So our teacher just said, Jenny, why you don't just start a new major here, or you can try that, but you need to go overseas to study, like in the US or Europe, you can try that. And I started my audition and finally went to New England Conservatory in Boston. And then when I got here in US, I didn't want to come back. That's why I'm here. Yeah. Before I was studying jazz piano and on the first year in my college, and then I started gigging around like all the other students, like in hotels for some festivals, everything. And then the first funny thing is because the keyboard is too heavy. And the second thing is at that time until now, like our school has all the jazz majors in piano, bass, guitar, trumpet, trombone, everything, but no voice. So, but at the same time, we have a jazz big band, and we have a lot of jazz festivals held by our school, and some professors, teachers from overseas will come to our school. But that time, they needed a singer for the big orchestra, so that makes me like only I can be on a singer, so that's why I start singing, and then also I start singing, gigging around too. That's how I became a jazz singer. When I was a student, and then I met some professors and masters from New York City already, because we had a lot of jazz festivals in Shanghai, so I already met some people, and then we were good friends. So when they knew I'm in Boston, they called me and emailed me, say, sometimes you can come to the New York City to see our shows, and sometimes you can be the guest or something. So I started to come to New York City, like sometimes to had a show or to just join one song or something to get more experience. And then I realized like New York City, the everything is totally different from Boston. So after graduation, I moved to New York City. The first thing I really appreciated is like when I was a student, I met my like teacher Ren Blake and also a saxophone teacher called Steve Wilson. Like he invited me to the jazz standards, like, and that's my first good experience. And then I also met the Nat King Cole's brother, Freddie Cole. That his name, and then like we had a chance to perform together. That's all like the starting opportunities from my career here. And then I moved to New York City. I started gigging around. Like I was in a Chinese music and bar restaurant called Hutali in K-Town, and then in there I met a lot of different kind of musicians, like pop musicians, jazz musicians. And one time I met a Japanese pianist called, his name is Takahiro, and then I realized how crazy, how good he was. And then I can't help, I can't control it. Like I just asked him, can we make music sometimes together? And he said yeah. And when we realized we just live in the same area, Jackson Heights, and then we started to build up the home studio at home at his place, and then we do all the recording things started from his place, and then now it's like real recording studio now. So these 2 years we are focusing on making our albums. Like I released my first album like 2023, and also doing my second one this year. I was based on jazz because I studied jazz most like recently. And then the producer is based on jazz. He was a very good jazz pianist too, and who play hip hop now. So our album is based on jazz and hip hop, and also I can combine my like Chinese opera thing elements and other like recently my new album is like the UK elements. I add the UK elements like the Daft Punk thing and to my new album. So I think for my album, if you want to say it might have some reference, yeah, sure, I have a lot. Like I have a playlist called references, and then like everything you can find there, like even Stevie Wonder, like Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, and also you can find like Beatles, and Michael Jackson, everything. Yeah, for me, I was trying to like I really love Yeba's music. I was trying to sing like her, but then I realized if I keep wanting to sing like her, it never happens. I need to find what makes Yeba and what's the foundation she has. Like, is it jazz or like is it church music? Is it gospel or everything? I need to focus on the basics and keep practicing, and then I maybe can make it. After me and my producer made the first album, like we started touring. Like sometimes we perform in New York City, the New Bowl venue. It's a really great venue. And then our friends introduced us to London, the UK, Jazz Refreshed Festival to have some shows. And then we had 2 times Asian tour. Like one is in 2023, one is last year. We went to almost all the cities in Japan, and also we went to Taiwan and China. Yeah, and for the venues, like we played in Blue Note and Tokyo Blue Note Place, and then some big festivals, Shanghai festivals. Yeah, and sometimes the theater, like concert hall. That's everything we did. I really love cooking, so every time if everyone has stressful time, like moment, like emotional moment, I sometimes feel like I really sucks. And then sometimes I feel like I cannot make it. I cannot write something very, very good. And I feel super stressful. So I turn to the kitchen to cook. And that makes me super happy. What I make is like kind of fusion food. Yeah, because my husband is American. So he basically, I know what he wants to eat. But sometimes he tries some Chinese food. So I just mix everything together. The first thing I did in New York City is I bought a $1 pizza next to the bus station. I was hungry that time. Yeah, it's really, really good. I didn't expect it's that good. I just feel like if I want to have some like inspiration, I went to MoMA a lot because like everyone's works really can inspire me for new things. Yeah, so everything new can inspire me, and I like everything new. I just released 3 singles this year. Yeah, one is called In Between, one called Coffee, and one is coming up soon. And then around this July, I'm going to have my new album. Like hope everyone can enjoy it. Hope everyone can enjoy it. People can find me on Instagram at jennyhong.music or on Spotify at Jenny Hong, or every platform, like music platform, or Jenny Hong.
AT1 Short.
At Sometime Somewhere is produced by Audio Technica for AT1 Radio. It is recorded at AT1 Studio at Technica House, New York. Follow AT1 Radio and Audio Technica USA on all social media platforms. Thanks for listening.